to the Government. Deputy Patrick Costello, sharing with Deputy O'Keefe.
Yeah. Community development is about the empowerment of local communities, be they geographic, be they identity, be they interest communities. It's about strengthening the capacity of people as active agents, as active citizens through their networks and through the institutions available to them. During the early 90s, we had in this country what was described as the flagship of Europe in terms of community development and anti-poverty work. There was two strands working in cooperation. There was a local-focused, a community-driven process that was grassroots, that was bottom-up, and there was a centralised, government-led approach. And over the years, we have created a major imbalance, and we've moved away from the local grassroots focus to an overly centralised, overly prescriptive, overly prescribed system that provides community support for people, not working with them. And this shift has been to the detriment of that definition of community development that I spoke of at the beginning. And this move happened long before the recession. So we can't simply just blame the recession for cutting local services. That move away from the local to the central was already happening. Yes, the amount of money we put in to services is important, and we do need to spend on community development services. But how we spend that money, how that money is given, is just as important. And we need to be putting it into the grassroots and allowing communities to spend the money themselves on the problems that they identify, instead of an overly centralised, overly prescriptive, top-down approach. We need to be doing things with communities instead of for communities. What we have essentially now is we have the SICAP system, and recent studies by the ERSI in relation to SICAP highlighted the top-down approach, this overly restrictive approach, an overly bureaucratic approach. We look at quantitative outputs instead of quantitative outputs. We're measuring numbers and ticking boxes instead of saying, looking at the empowerment, looking at the communities, looking at, as I said, the strengthening of the capacity of local groups to address their own problems themselves, which has a transformative effect beyond what we initially put the money into, because it builds that capacity to look at problems that come next, and the next problem, and the next problem. So really, we need to be moving away and getting the balance right and looking at ways we can empower communities more. So I welcome what Minister O'Brien was saying earlier when he spoke of moving to community-led community development model, because I think really that is how we had it before, when community development worked best in this country, when it was a leader across the European Union, and we need to get back there again. And I'm hopeful that Minister O'Brien, I have great faith in you, Minister O'Brien, to deliver that change that we need. Thank you very much.